Now it's time to get the inside scoop on all the electricity going on in Mississippi Thunder Speedway. It's time for Thunder Talk with Dan Bailey, brought to you by Jailhouse Saloon. Now, here's your host, Dan Bailey.
We are counting the days that remain in the month of August, and likewise, those are the number of days that remain in the 2019 regular season at Mississippi Thunder Speedway. For this week's edition of Thunder Talk, we're going to talk about the remaining events at Mississippi Thunder Speedway. Now, this Friday night is the Johnny Severson Memorial Hornet Swarm, but in addition to the Hornet Swarm special event, we've got some exciting news. New start time this Friday night, 7:30, and from 6:15 to 7:15, the MTS Happy Hour. Fans in the grandstands will get a special price on food and drinks, and a lot of the competitors will have their cars lined up on the front straightaway, signing autographs, giving you photo opportunities. It's going to be a fun night at Mississippi Thunder Speedway. You can find all the details at the official Mississippi Thunder Speedway website, MississippiThunder.com. As we move into these last couple of weeks of the regular 2019 season, the focus on the points battles is really becoming clear, and one of the individuals who is embroiled in a points battle joins us on Thunder Talk this week. That is Nick Schwebach from Fountain, Minnesota, driver of the 38S USRA Hobby Stock. Nick, first of all, welcome to Thunder Talk.
Thank you, Dan, for having me on.
You know, as we look at these points battles, when we get down here to the end of the season, we can really see the picture clarifying who's going to be embroiled in battles for a potential 2019 track championship at Mississippi Thunder Speedway, and you are one of those guys. You are only 16 points out of the top spot in the Jailhouse Saloon USRA Hobby Stock Division, with young Triton Krause leading. However, these last couple of weeks, you've come upon some really hard luck. So, first things first, are you going to be able to make it to the track this Friday night with that super fast number 38S of yours?
As of right now, we're hoping to be there. Rear end's still in the cross. Hopefully it'll be done tomorrow, if not Thursday. The rest of the car will be ready. For the most part, it'll be ready. Just have to wait for the rear end to get back.
So for those fans who are listening who may not have seen what happened last weekend, tell us what happened last Saturday night.
Oh, last Saturday we raced Deer Creek and Minnesota Street Stock. I think we had about 3 laps to go. Something broke in the left front. Wasn't sure at first, but we managed to get through 1. But going into 2, it didn't turn, and we hit the wall head on, and that caused the front to get bent up a little bit more. And then the back hit and literally ripped the rear end out. We managed to drive it off the track, but didn't know how severe it was until we got back to the pits. And I spent Sunday getting it tore apart and checking everything over, and that was about it.
It's no fun when you hear about mechanical failures like that, but the most important question is, how about the driver of that 38S? Are you all right? I'm sure there was a hard lick getting into the wall like that.
Yeah, today was the worst day of them all. I'm stubborn enough not to go to the hospital, even though I should, but otherwise we're feeling all right at the moment.
So if you get that car put back together, what's your feeling for the remainder of the 2019 season, specifically at Mississippi Thunder Speedway, especially with that points battle being so tight?
We got caught up in the points last year, and this year I said, well, we're just going to want to have fun. So that's our goal. If we finish second, we finish second. We're just out there having fun. We're not going to try letting it get ahead, but if it plays out in our favor and we can come down to last night, we'll see what happens.
I've talked with a lot of drivers through the years, specifically about points racing, and it seems like all the time I would hear a driver say, you know, we were just planning on running for fun this year, and all of a sudden you get to the end of the season and there they are, embroiled in a points battle for a potential championship. Do you feel like when you take the points out of your consciousness and you decide just to go have fun, does it take some of that pressure off and allow you to run a little more looser, a little more free, just go out and have some good times, and then with you having some fun, the better results start to manifest themselves?
Yeah, it does. Last year we were in a points battle at Deer Creek. I mean, it was close, about like this. It was stressing me out like crazy. And this year I said, I knew we were going to miss a couple nights at both places for weddings and stuff, and I just said, we're just out there to have fun. I said, and I'm not, this ain't bothering me. If we finish second, we finish second. We win, we finish third. It is what it is, and I'm not letting it get to me this year like it did last year. Before we, both places, we were finishing top 5 until about June. We were starting to have some bad luck in both places, and here a couple weeks ago we had some really bad luck at Fountain City that I think we were leading points then by 11 or something, and we got taken out, and that really took a hit on the points then, but it didn't really bug me.
Yeah, you've had a couple of rough weeks here, both at Mississippi Thunder Speedway and over at Deer Creek. But it's interesting, as we look at your stats, specifically at Mississippi Thunder Speedway, everybody around you in the points battles has 11 nights of points-paying action. You only have 10 with that one no-show. But on those 10 nights, you've had 9 top 10s. All 9 of them have been top 5 finishes, including that one feature win. So when you look at it that way, it's been a pretty darn good season at Mississippi Thunder Speedway, hasn't it?
Yeah, it sure has. It's been a really good year. I mean, we're having fun. I mean, I told her, I said, we're just going to have fun. And that's told my wife that this year. I said, let's just go have fun. And that's what we've been doing. And I mean, the car's been really good. And this last 2 months have been a little bit of bad luck, but it'll go away sometime.
You know, you mentioned something that I have noticed is very important for you, and that is your wife. I try to follow as many of you racers on social media as I can. And not only are you constantly posting, some posts about racing, but it seems like in every post that you have about racing, there is your wife. It is definitely a two-person team, isn't it?
Yeah, it sure is. She does all my tire work, and she's always there if I ever need help or anything else like that. She's always by my side.
It's always great to have family members who are supporting you. It's also great to have some great local and area businesses who are supporting you. Give us a rundown of the businesses who are helping out Schwebach Racing for 2019.
I'd like to thank Richard Sanitation, Carol's Corn and Popcorn, Belbrinson Farms, Speen Excavating, Bernard Trucking, Extreme Auto and Gas, Wes and Cindy, Andy Allen Construction, and Schmidt's Bus Service. And I'd like to thank my mom and dad and my brother-in-law Jason and my sister Tracy for being there almost every week, watching, cheering, and helping out too.
Well, you've come into this point of the season where you're battling for the points, but really on your mind right now is trying to get that car put together. Do you have any time at all to even think about 2020, or is that way out of your view right now?
I've been thinking about it a little bit. We actually have 2 cars in the garage right now. The one I've been driving, another one a sponsor had sitting in his shed that said come and get it. I've been pondering on ripping parts off of that for this one, but then I figured, I'd have to rip them off of this one and put back on that one. So that one's just sitting there being left alone. As of right now, I'm trying to get her to drive one of the cars, which would be Friday night, and I'm just going to run Saturdays.
Wow, so it might be a 2-person team, huh? Husband and wife special. That would be pretty cool for 2020 with that second car that you have. Do you feel like there's a lot of work necessary to get it ready, or is it almost race ready as it sits?
It's close, but I want to do some updates to it, or some extra bars for safety, and just update it. It's been sitting for a few years, and for the most part, it shouldn't take too long to get ready for next year.
So one last question about the points. I've kind of been dancing in and out of this subject, but I want to get back to it real quickly. 16 points, that's a separation between yourself and Triton Krause that is actually manageable, right? If you put together a couple of good runs here these next couple of nights, 16 is not an insurmountable number of points in the USRA division, is it?
No, it's not. I mean, he could have a bad night. I just would have to finish ahead of him by 10 cars roughly. So if he would finish like 15th and I finish 5th, it'd probably be a big point swing for me. Anything's possible.
So coming into these final few nights of points-paying action, do you change anything? Do you drive differently? Or do you just go out like it's any other Friday night and attack the track as you normally would?
As of right now, I'm just going to go out and drive like I have been. Just try to finish in the top 5 like normal. If we pull out a win, we pull out a win. Otherwise, I'm not going to try to drive any differently than I have all year. I'm just going to go out and just try to run clean and finish.
All right, well, Nick, we're sorry to hear about the hard luck that you've been having with the car these last couple of weeks. We hope you get everything straightened out, because there's nothing that race fans would enjoy more than seeing a battle right down to the final checkered flag to decide this year's Jailhouse Saloon USRA Hobby Stock Division Track Championship at Mississippi Thunder Speedway. We'll be looking for you this Friday night at MTS, and thanks again very much for joining us this week on Thunder Talk.
Thanks again, Dan.
Nick Schwebach, driver of the number 38S in the Jailhouse Saloon USRA Hobby Stock, embroiled in a battle for the track championship with Triton Krause. If you want to see how this battle plays out, you got to come to Mississippi Thunder Speedway the final few Friday nights to enjoy the battle right down to that final checkered flag. Hey, for those of you listening to Thunder Talk on the radio, remember you can hear the entire conversation that Nick and I had by checking out the Mississippi Thunder Speedway YouTube channel. I know you'll enjoy the entire program.
Come on down to the Jailhouse Saloon. Yeah, come on down to the Jailhouse Saloon.
The Jailhouse Saloon is where everyone wants to do time. Come on in and nab up some of the best homemade pizza around. The Jailhouse has happy hour weekdays from 2 until 6, free pool on Mondays, and lunch every day at a great price.
The Jailhouse Saloon, where everyone wants to do time.